Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. Today we're trying something a little different on the channel. I wanted to try my hand at doing an anime opening breakdown. Geoff Thew, professional anituber and freakishly tall Canadian, does videos breaking down the openings of anime. At least he used to. The problem, as he put it, is that these videos take a lot of effort for not as much payoff. I understand that completely. People tend to search for new or recently aired anime on YouTube. My Eminence and Shadow video that I did almost 2 years ago didn't gain much traction until the anime was close to airing. Now it's one of my most viewed videos. So Geoff said he's not going to focus on doing a bunch of his What's in an OP series because the time investment doesn't match up with the payoff. Geoff mentioned how Japanese companies love to send out copyright strikes. This is true, I've had a few on my channel in the past. But that the main reason was that because audiences don't like to watch those videos due to possible spoilers. Those videos tend to do poorly after that anime has finished airing. I understand and respect that, but since Eminence and Shadow is going to be 20 episodes instead of the usual 12, I figured I'd give it a shot. Though I'm not sure if it'll have the same opening for all 20 or if it'll be split. We'll have to wait and see. Before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. YouTube tells me that only about 15% of people who watch my videos are subscribed. So please, if you're not subscribed, consider doing so. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Now, for people who are concerned about spoilers, I promise there won't be any past events that happen in episode 2, and even those will be very minor. Much of what we'll be talking about happens in episode 1. The opening starts out with a shot of a crowbar on the ground, partially submerged in a puddle. Part of the crowbar is wrapped in a rag, and beneath the puddle is a hand grip exerciser, as well as some weights. Weights that Sid wears all the time to strengthen himself. Off to the side there's also a steering wheel, a crushed can, and a boot. The can and steering wheel most likely represent Truck-kun and Sid getting smashed, while the crowbar, boots, and exercise equipment should be obvious to anyone who's seen the first episode. Cut to Sid walking through that same junkyard in the rain. His gait is slow. He's surrounded by garbage, most of it electronics. Is that a dig at media? Perhaps an anime is trash and so am I reference? Or is this symbolism? Does Sid think the world is trash? Or is he the representation of the audience, digging through the trash to find hidden gems? Or is he the trash himself? We continue to follow Sid through the junkyard as the camera pans and zooms out, only for the title sequence to begin. For those who are unfamiliar, this mirrors the design of the light novels. All of the light novels are hardcover, and the dust jackets are gorgeous. They really do tell you a lot about the series you're going to read. How it's both dark and edgy, and a parody of all other dark and edgy isekai. We then cut back to modern day and get to see the girls of Shadow Garden, the Seven Shades, in a modern day setting. It's fun seeing Alpha listening to music while waiting at the bus stop, or Beta falling asleep on a crowded train. Delta is excited, just like always, while Gamma appears calm and composed, working hard as the student council president. Zeta is beating some random person down, while Ada is deep in slumber. The only time we see Epsilon is when she tries to wake up Ada. These scenes are cute, and are true to the personalities of all Seven Shades. We haven't gotten to know them too well in the anime, only Alpha and Beta have had any real interaction with Sid as of episode 5. But as someone who has read the first 4 novels, I've enjoyed seeing these girls brought to life. Alpha, watching her phone in the back of class, gets a notification of something dangerous traveling inbound. It's almost as if her phone is a radar and some kind of monster is approaching the city. She lets the girls know, and the 7 of them race to the rooftop, where they transform into magical girls. Or maybe into Power Rangers. I mean, this show does tend to be more shonen than shoujo, so I believe that this scene more closely represents Super Sentai. At this point, the music also changes as the chorus ramps up. Prior to that, we had a few hard chords here and there, but the music was far more subdued in comparison. The change in tempo and chord mirror the change in the girls, as they go from wearing standard Japanese high school uniforms to costumes of white and red with highlights of gold. Of course, in the series, the Seven Shades, like Shadow, The white is normally black, while the red is instead purple. The gold is unchanged though. Both purple and red have always been colors of royalty, at least in the West. Red is a power color, both in the West and in Japan. Similarly, white is a peaceful color. Fresh fallen snow, coldness, logic, but also purity and truth. It can denote death, but not usually when paired with red. In the West, white is the color of good, while black is the color of evil. Or, more aptly here, light and darkness. Perhaps if Sid had stayed on Earth and somehow discovered magic there, he would have been able to put together a team of Super Sentai. Maybe he would have been Zordon to Alpha's Red Ranger. Or perhaps Tommy. Who knows? The chorus kicks in and we get some beautiful fight animation. We're not sure what the girls are fighting against, but beams of light and explosions abound. And then it all fades away as Sid approaches a broken television. High school Sid reaches down and turns the knob on the old CRT. As the channels change, we swap between Princess Alexia in pain, then over to Sid as a toddler, flip to Sherry Barnett crying, then Sid as a teenager, then Gamma coming in for a kiss. At least I think that's Gamma. Other images have her mole on the other side of her face, but she's the only dark-haired girl with a mole below her mouth that I can think of. We then switch back to Sid as a student at the Dark Knight Academy. Then it's a quick flash of Princess Iris dropping her sword. Then a pale-faced man, I'll spoil things if I say who it is. Then Rose also crying in the rain. Finally, the TV is turned off, and we see a reflection of Sid in his shadow uniform, a slime suit. Sid turns away from the camera and walks towards the girls of Shadow Garden, the Seven Shadows. They strike a pose, the camera pulls away to reveal the sun setting and the city in shadows, and our opening comes to an end. So what does this all mean? Is Sid Charlie? Are the Seven Shades actually his angels? Or is he Kyubi, and Alpha and the rest of the girls are Mami, Madoka, and Homura? Possibly both, or neither. And who were the girls fighting against? The Cult of Diablos? Wasn't that just a made-up threat? How could there actually be an all-powerful cult wanting to use the blood of heroes to resurrect the ancient demon lord Diablos, and no one knows about it? Isn't it all in Sid's head? Or is Sid actually Haruhi? The thing I love about this opening is that you have no idea how funny it is unless you've seen the series. You don't know that it's a parody of all the dark and edgy isekai with overpowered main protagonists. Sword Art Online, Overlord, Ari Frueta. All of these shonen isekai that take themselves way too seriously and have needed to have their egos punctured. And Eminence in Shadow does that beautifully. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own pages, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. There are several tiers to choose from. You can pick an anime or manga for me to do a video about, or you can join our monthly manga club. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Jiraiya, Waffles, Muffins, Casey, Nick, Marcus, Black Dragon, Phoenix of Ice, Daniel, Kyo, and Squishy. You guys are awesome. I post anime or manga videos every Monday, or you can click here to watch additional videos. Also, I moved all my Commander content over to a new channel, Commander by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Musings by Danon.